Like sometimes you have to learn through the process, like what to ask for and what not to ask for, right? And when you go along in that journey, in that process, you have to you have to be able to understand the other person's perspective. And what I see most entrepreneurs are afraid to do is they're afraid to ask. And those that don't ask never get, right? You never get mentoring if you don't ask. You never get opportunities if you don't ask. You never get referrals if you don't ask. You never get the business if you don't ask, right? And a lot of times I think we're just so concerned. We're nervous about like how it's going to be perceived and the way it's going to be interacted with. And for God's sakes, don't do it over text. Like it never works over text because text can be completely misinterpreted. There's no sort of ability to kind of make an ask and then back up off of it, right? When you ask something that makes someone else uncomfortable, the natural inclination is to like kind of, let them off the hook a little bit. Right? And it's probably the wise thing to do. Like in a selling situation, there are some people that say, like, let them be uncomfortable. The first person who moves is the one who's going to win. Like, I don't know that that's necessarily the case anymore. Like, I think that people that get uncomfortable bail, right? They're going to bail out. And there's so much potential misunderstanding when you send a text because it's devoid of emotion. It's devoid of inflection and rate and tone. All it is boom, it's a straight word. Like there's a great Key and Peele skit, right? Like, that kind of outlines this whole thing and about communication. And I think that it's important to ask, but do it face to face. When you have that kind of need to kind of expand your business and you learn something along the way, don't be afraid to bring it up, right? But always be prepared when you bring it up to have try to play the movie all the way to the end, as they say, right? Try to think of all the possible outcomes, and if they react this way, great. Right? If everybody reacted the way you wanted to all the time, then, business would be really, really easy and your compensation would go down dramatically, right? If when things are more difficult, like I think you have to think about all of the different possibilities. If I do this, then what might happen? All right, if this happens, if this outcome happens, what am I planned for? What's my next step? How am I going to make a move? How will I leverage that, right? If no, then what? Right? So you've always got to be positioning to put yourself in the best position to get an outcome that benefits your advancement, right? And so just think through all of the different options and don't do it by text.